When it comes to, like you said, placing the order, 8 weeks is a good enough time. But you talked about like a specific diamond. What is the most expensive ring that you've sold?
It was for about 227,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That wasn't Gurdeep's ring.
That wasn't me. It wasn't me.
One day he'll come. Don't worry. One day he'll come.
One day he'll come back. One day he'll come back. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Wedding SZN, the podcast brought to you by Eminence Entertainment. I am MC Prince Verk, and today we have a special guest with us. Sonny, please introduce yourself.
Guys, my name is Kanda. I'm from Kanda Diamonds. If you guys don't know, I specialize in engagement rings, wedding bands, and custom jewelry.
Amazing. And we have
MC Vic.
Gurdeep Mulli.
MC Pub and Sunday.
So Sonny, you said a little bit about you guys do wedding bands, at Kanda Diamonds. You do obviously engagement rings, stuff like that. Where did Kanda Diamonds actually begin? Where is the root and the origination of all of this?
So it all started from my father's business. It's called Kanda Jewelers.
Okay.
Right? Before that, I'm gonna revert back a little bit in the history of that. So my dad came in the 70s. He did different type of businesses, right? And then after, he worked so hard in his life. I was born in 94.
Okay.
And then he's like, you know what? I want to take the kids back home to India. So we actually moved to India.
Oh, yeah.
Really, yeah. And then I lived there for 8.5 years. Basically, I was raised there. Basically,
that's crazy.
Right?
I didn't know this part.
Yeah,
I knew there was a little bit of India. I didn't know 8.5 years.
I was raised there, and then we got back in 2008.
I can tell by your accent. So.
Yeah. We came back in 2008, right? And then my dad was looking for a business, and we come from a goldsmith family, right? Okay. So he's like, you know what? Let's just start up a gold business, right? In 2009. Yeah. And then that's where Kanda Jewelers. Yeah, Sanyari, right? Right. So it started in 2009. Basically, I was in high school, grade 9. During lunchtime, I would go help him out, right? Maybe help him out to close. You know, at that age, who actually works?
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Right. Yeah. So I wasn't into the business at all. Didn't even know what I was doing, right? And going forward, trying to help him out through the whole business. And I was working with a different type of age group, right? So, and at one point I was doing a lot of repairs, I was doing a lot of sales, but I wanted to change up the things, right? I was like, I want to deal with maybe a younger crowd, right? So that's why then I was like, let me deal with diamonds, right? Yeah. Started selling a couple engagement rings, with minimal knowledge, right? I really enjoyed the process, but I was like, you know what? I got to excel in my education in this, right?
Because the whole time it was all about the gold. It was gold,
right?
Like,
no diamonds at all, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? I want to change it up. I want to get into the diamond business. Yeah. So let me educate myself, right? So then I actually did my distance studying in New York, and then I did my exams in New York. So now I'm a gemologist, right?
Okay.
So
wow. Very nice.
Yeah, and then
so what does that entail? What is
I was gonna say it's like that.
Yeah, you guys want to know, right? No, he knows, but no one else does.
Dumb it down,
right? So
he knows everything.
That sounded like what I do. I just make up titles. So I'm qualified.
Right? So that's just grading diamonds and checking the clarities and colors and whatnot, right? Nice. Nothing to related to rings itself, but it's just diamond only, right?
Okay. And how many people do you know that are other jewelers that are actually qualified like that?
There are a few people that I know,
okay.
But there are just few people that's going with it. Like they have no, they're not diamond graders or anything.
Okay. Kanda, is a gemologist just diamonds or is it any stone?
Gemologist is just for diamonds.
Just
there
diamonds.
are you can get your education in colored stones as well. You know, rubies and emeralds. You guys know those colors, right?
Yeah.
You can say that, right? Not much. Come on, right?
Yeah.
Oh, diamond. But so you can get education for that as well. But mine's just for diamonds,
specifically,
right? Yeah. So basically, started getting to engagement rings in 2017. That's when I decided to go with Kanda Diamonds.
Okay.
And the rest you guys know. You guys see my Instagram. Yeah. And you guys see how things are going. Yeah. And I think that's why I'm here. Right?
So we know it's going well, but everybody else doesn't know, right? So this is all about getting to know Kanda Diamonds on the inside. So when you started that business, obviously there was, like you said, a lot of things that you didn't know, you didn't understand. Yeah. Now you are one of the most popular people that people go to in terms of going for their engagement ring, wedding band, stuff like that. Even some of the custom. I think you do bracelets and necklaces.
I do everything custom from pendants. And
everything with diamonds, anything to do with
diamond related. Yes, you got it.
So obviously, now you know and have the knowledge for the current trends and stuff. So what's something that's unique or something that's trendy that a lot of people buy right now? Like, is there a certain type of ring?
So
or
yeah, if we're talking about rings, I'm gonna split into two parts.
Okay.
I'm gonna talk about shapes and then rings. Shapes right now, the most trending shapes we have are oval diamonds and radiants.
Okay.
Well, you will know, right, what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Right. And then as of style, most of my clients are going with solitaire rings,
Okay.
and I do a lot of other cocktail rings and halo rings. But
Okay.
most of the clients that I'm making rings for are going with solitaire. Solitaire means single stone, if you guys don't
Okay.
know. But
I'm gonna make a point. I guess Prince, Vic, and I, the three single guys, are just shaking their head. So a married guy and the guy who's about to get married are the only ones who agree. Or whatever.
No, but like Kanda, like that's dope because our goal here is to provide the most value for the general public and people going through this process, right? So so that's what a solitaire diamond is. And then you were saying those two types of stones are the ones that are trending right now.
Basically two shapes.
Two shapes.
Two shapes,
Okay.
oval and radiant.
Okay.
But I do all of the shapes as well. I do rounds, cushions. I deal with any shape you want.
Emeralds.
But emeralds, yeah, you got the emeralds. You got the emerald. That's how he's talking about it. But yeah, those are my top sellers.
Okay.
And top trending engagement rings. Yes.
So what sets Kanda Diamonds apart from, there's so many jewelers, like not even jewelers actually, specifically now I've seen a lot of pop-ups. I've seen a lot of people steal your content on Instagram.
Yeah.
So we tune into the Kanda Diamond
We can
stories.
talk about that, yeah.
So
We've discussed this. Drop some names for that.
No, I'm not gonna drop some names, man.
Before we get that, what makes you unique? Like, what do you do different? Whether it's the service
there's
or,
a
the
lot of
process.
jewelers, right? In your field too, there's a lot of DJs. There's a lot of speakers, right? There's a lot of MCs. Sorry, that's what I meant. Right? But your way makes you unique, I guess, right?
Yeah.
So my way of doing things makes me unique.
Okay.
Right? Someone can make a ring. Someone can make a bracelet. No problem. But the quality I put in there, my hard work I put in there, that's what makes me unique. I feel like. Yes.
Awesome. Yeah, I think
You've mentioned before, you make everything custom. There's no two rings that are the exact
I
same.
don't buy something ready made.
Yeah.
I sell everything custom made, like Molinos, right? We made this custom engagement ring, and right, so we do everything from scratch.
I think I've been to the shop multiple times where, like, you have diamonds that come in, and then people get to actually see, like, hey, do you want this?
Yeah.
Like, they get to see the
100%.
diamond before they move
It's a
on to
whole
actually-
process. Like
Yeah.
it starts from a loose diamond.
Yeah.
I show you different samples, and then from there we make a custom ring.
Sonny, I have a quick question for you. So obviously you said your dad's been doing this for, I know your dad's been doing this for a while. You said, the scenario of the business. The typical is our parents, our mom and dad moms usually, so we're not going to talk on that. What was your biggest challenge coming into this diamond and engagement rings, specifically now doing wedding bands, diamonds? So wedding bands. What is the main challenge that you had transitioning?
Transitioning, to be honest, it wasn't a challenge. Actually, it was a challenge finding different suppliers.
Okay.
Because when you're talking about different, sets and all that, like gold, like your parents, because they only buy 22 karat gold, right?
Yeah.
So I only have suppliers for that, and at that stage, right? So me going towards a diamond business is a totally different business, right? So I had to find diamond suppliers now versus gold suppliers, right? And then find someone that makes diamond rings. Because I can't do that on my own. Everything you can't do, right?
100%.
So I have a set of 6 guys now, right?
That's amazing.
So I use them, and it's basically it's a whole stage. Comes from designing to wax mold to casting to polisher, and those are the hardest process, the hardest people to find, right? Because there's so many people out there that can make rings, right? But you go to the best diamond setter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I have now. There's so many jewelers, like I said before too, there's so many jewelers that make rings.
Right.
But it's my unique way that we do things. That's it.
So Kanda, talk to us about what the process is. So like, let's say for example, one day hopefully Bhavin wants to get married, right? And he wants to propose.
Bad
So
example.
what is the
First of all, he can't contact me. He has to go through an online form, right? Right? Yeah, he has to go through an online form.
Gurdeep made a really good point. I guess there are a lot of, right? I'm going to talk about us guys. We're probably oblivious when it comes to rings, right?
Yeah.
So how do you make that in a nice little comfortable conversation to help out our guys?
what is it? What
I
does that
have a lot of
process
guys
look
that come in there. They're kind of scared in the beginning stage, right?
Yeah.
Like what's gonna happen, right? But it's literally simple as it gets. You come in, we basically talk about what she's looking for, or what you're looking for your men's wedding band, and basically talk about the style, talk about budgets, and basically make everything custom. Because when we talk about budgets, we can literally make anything happen, right, within
Right.
the budget, right?
Yeah.
If you're looking at something else and it might be too expensive, we can make it. We can tweak some designs. We can tweak the clarity. use natural and lab diamonds. As you know, you guys know about lab diamonds. They're coming in the industry right now. Basically fit the budget. That's all.
So do you recommend now? I know there's two ways to approach this, right? Like there's some guys that want to come in by themselves and like maybe figure it out on their own, and then I'm seeing this a lot as well, where like bride and grooms are coming in together.
Yes.
Right. Talk to us about a little bit about that. What are you seeing on your side, and how do you think that conversation goes?
So yeah, I'm seeing a lot of couples coming together, which is amazing, because sometimes the guys have no idea what they're looking for. Right?
Sometimes I think majority.
Yeah, the majority of the time, right? So girls literally have they saved all the rings on the Instagram, and the guy has no knowledge about it, right? Whatsoever, right? So they come in with all the inspo images. They have their notes ready, which is amazing. It helps me a lot. Sometimes it's best to always shop around too, which it's respected, right? I'm not gonna say you shouldn't shop around. You should always shop around, right? You get to know exactly what shape you want. From looking at Instagram image, you're not gonna know what shape. If you think that shape, let's just say oval shape is amazing, right? You trust me, when you try things on, it changes the whole image of it, right? So go try on things. Come see me, and we'll make things happen.
It's like Gurdeep the Sheen shirt he's wearing today. He thought he looked good, but
So Sunny, when it comes to people actually ordering the ring, I know we kind of skip to they come in and what they have to go through the process and stuff. But like coming into the planning process of getting a ring, let's say somebody's getting married, how early on should they come in and talk to you? Like, how many, whether it's weeks, days, months, years, like how long do they need to come in to be comfortable?
So it all depends.
Don't be a Gurdeep Mully, sorry guys.
We're noticing a trend here.
Right, so don't be a Gurdeep Mully.
All the brown guys, I'm telling you.
But like, my experience was a little bit different. So like, I can speak for myself. Like honestly, I messaged Kanda. I was in Vegas, and I'm like, Kanda, I need a ring, and this is what I want. And then pretty much we just handled it over like a 1 hour conversation on WhatsApp, and that was it.
Just an FYI, don't be in Vegas. Be respectful and do the form and book an appointment.
We made it happen. It was dope.
So what is the process? So what is that process? What do
So
you
it
have
actually
to do?
really depends on when you want to propose, first of all.
Okay.
Right? So that's before the wedding date and all that, right?
Yeah.
So it could be a year before the wedding. It could be 2 years before the wedding.
But how long does your process take?
My
How
process
long do I
work-
have to book
How long
or
before the
order?
proposal do I need to like?
Yeah.
So
like how many
it's best to
weeks,
always
months?
come 2 months before.
2 months, okay.
And because I take about 6 weeks to finish a ring.
Okay.
Right. Sometimes it could take longer too if you have a specific, like a detailed diamond that you're looking for.
Yeah.
Most of the time, it's not a case.
Right.
But go with 6 weeks.
6 weeks.
Yeah, make it 2 months.
2 months. Yeah, so 2 months.
8 weeks.
And then you said there's a contact form. Is it through your website?
Yes, it's through a website. Yes.
Which is
KandaDiamonds.com.
Okay, so KandaDiamonds.com.
Puvin. KandaDiamonds.com.
KandaDiamonds.com. You go on there, you fill out the form, and then from there, I guess somebody from your team reaches out for an appointment.
It'll be me, don't worry.
Oh, okay, there you go.
I like to keep this business one-on-one,
Okay,
so
awesome.
yeah.
I'm glad. I'm glad you're not making a random person.
But it might take me a little long, but I'll get there, don't worry.
So when it comes to, like you said, placing the order, 8 weeks is a good enough time. But you talked about like a specific diamond. What is the most expensive ring that you've sold?
It was for about 227,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That wasn't Gurdeep's ring.
That wasn't me.
One day he'll come, don't worry. One day he'll come.
One day he'll come back. 227,000.
Yeah.
Okay, so can you give us a little bit? Maybe obviously we don't want to know who it is and stuff like that. But like,
I'll tell you
if you want to tell us.
I'll tell you how the deal happened.
Okay.
First of all, right? This client came in 2019.
Okay.
Right? They were looking for a ruby ring, and rubies go really expensive. Right?
Yep.
I can show you the smallest ruby. It could be worth 60,000, 70,000.
Okay.
Right? But she was getting indecisive. She's like, you know what? Maybe I like a ruby. Maybe I like a blue sapphire. Right? So I told her, I'm like, you know what, rather than spending, I was literally showing her stones, ruby stones for 60,000, 120,000, 150,000, right? But then she was indecisive. I'm like, let me do you a favor. Let me make you some like cocktail ring with a blue sapphire. It's going to cost you about 5K. It'll be a synthetic stone in the middle, right? And you'll be happy with it. She's like, okay, fine, let's do that, right? So she comes in to pick up a ring. She was in love with the ring, right? And until today, I see her wearing that ring more than the other one I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
So just because I did that courtesy, and for me, it's not about money all the time,
Yeah.
right? I care about the client. Like, I want them to wear it every single day,
Right.
Yeah.
What if I make her buy something that she was indecisive and she regrets it later on,
Yeah.
right? So I made that ring. She was so happy with it. And 2020,
And that was 5K, by the way.
That was 5K, right?
Okay,
that was 5K.
$5,000.
Yeah,
okay.
right. So that deal happened through a 5K deal, right?
Okay.
So the couple
So
comes
the moral
in.
of the story is the smaller investment leads to the larger.
Yeah, yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. So, but the couple comes in, and for some reason they had their full knowledge. They're like, Sonny, we're looking for a 4-carat fancy vivid yellow diamond. And me out here, I'm like, do you know how much it cost? She's like, the guy literally said, he's like, Sonny, just go fucking find me the diamond. I was like, okay, done. All right. And we made the diamond, and I was like, do you want to design it? She's like, Sonny, I'll leave it to you as well. I'm like,
You did
wow.
custom
Oh,
everything.
wow.
So the whole process of me finding the diamond, me designing the ring, I did everything on my own. Yeah,
227,000. That's amazing. And that came from a 5K deal, which you made.
that's what
and
it
she
is,
loved
yeah.
the first
And
ring
it was,
so
it was
much
a small
that she came
courtesy
back.
I did.
Yeah.
That led to that, and that's a story that I have behind it.
That's
It's amazing,
amazing, man.
So now that's the most expensive ring, but I personally know that you've done some special pieces. Like I can see the piece that you're wearing on your own
Yep.
custom piece, right? You've done some custom like neck pieces as well.
Yeah.
What's the most expensive neck piece you've done?
It all varies all the time. I've done stuff up to 50, 60K, small pendants.
But that's fully
chains.
customized.
Fully customized, right? Fully customized. This piece that you were relating to, this is my first piece when I did my first wedding show.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So
awesome.
I'm always gonna keep it with me. I'm never gonna, even if I was to get a bigger piece, I'm
Yeah.
always gonna keep this on my heart right here.
Yeah.
So everyone, whoever wants to come with a different budget, I can work with all budgets at all. Yeah, no
And
problem.
then I wanted to ask you a little bit about. So there's this whole, natural stone versus lab conversation going on right now. What are your thoughts on that? Educate our clients, our viewers on what a natural stone is, what a lab grown is, and what the difference there is.
Yeah, so I deal with both natural and lab. Natural, you guys know, it comes from Earth, right?
Yep.
Right. So, and labs are made into a lab, right? By pushing, gases and chemicals in it. They make a little diamond out of it. Same process, right? But it's literally a fraction of a price, right? So I have a lot of my clients that are switching over to lab diamonds, right?
Really?
Do you recommend one over the other?
That's my view. My views are basically go towards lab, right?
Okay.
There's pros and cons again.
So talk to us. What
In
is the
general,
pros
I
and
feel
cons?
like if you were to buy gold, I'll tell you to buy more,
Yeah.
right? If you were to buy natural and lab, I'll tell you to buy lab. That's just my views on it. But everyone has
Why?
different views.
Why?
Just because of fractional price, you're never
Okay.
gonna trade it, never gonna sell it. I feel like the first diamond that you're ever gonna buy, you should never trade it, right? Some people have a budget. Sometimes you can't fulfill that budget, right?
Yeah.
So for the natural diamond, I'm talking about, sorry, and then for the same budget, you can literally get a bigger rock in a lab diamond, right? So that's why I see most of my trend is going towards lab diamonds.
Is there a difference between like the appearance? Like
No, it's
can you
literally
tell
the
or
same
anything?
thing. I can't even tell as a grader myself.
So I think we were talking about this. Somebody was saying how the only difference between the two is literally one is more expensive because you have all of this machinery and all of these humans going out and actually
Yep.
mining for these diamonds. That is the simple.
That's what makes them, yes.
Is what
yes.
makes it expensive.
What about,
We've got an in-house diamond
No,
specialist.
he told me that. He's
He's been coming, don't worry.
So let's actually provide some value here. So like let's say for example someone's looking for a 1 carat, I don't know, choose a type of diamond like a radiance or something in natural, and then how much would that be like approximately?
Let's just
natural or
say, to be honest, I might be a
lab?
little wrong, but I'll just put it out there. Let's just say a 1 carat G color. Mali, you probably know different colors right
Yeah,
now,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
He has no idea what we're talking about, but a G color SO1 clarity natural diamond. Let's just say with a solitaire ring might start up at 10K,
Yep.
right? Whereas the same thing in a lab might be at like 3,500,
Wow.
4,500. But the bigger you go, the bigger the gaps get, right? We're
Correct.
just talking about a 1 carat right now, right? So I see, most of my clients are heading over for lab diamonds. I personally went for a lab diamond for my wife's ring, yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I actually had a question. So somebody, I saw this on TikTok or something, right? And it was like, they get those little diamond testers.
Yeah.
So does it work on a lab diamond?
Yes, it's yeah. No.
Oh,
This
that's a great question.
no, it's actual diamond.
Okay,
it's
so
not
it's actually a
it's
diamond.
actual diamond.
Okay,
Yeah.
so-
So
that tester thing would beep on a
Yes,
lap-
100%.
Yeah, 'cause it's a,
Wow.
so
It's a diamond.
It's
That's
a diamond, right?
that's why they call them lab created diamond, not lab created zirconia or
Yeah,
other
yeah.
stones like a moissanite. But yes, it's a diamond, so it's gonna be indicated as a diamond.
Would you say 90% of people do go with the lab, or
Yeah, I think I'm at the 90% stage right now, where
Okay,
all
yeah.
my clients are going
Makes sense.
with lab diamonds. Yeah.
Makes sense.
So obviously, you know, that's a little bit of insight for people. I feel like that's a hot topic debate for a lot of people.
Yeah.
It is. I think it's also a personal choice, right?
It's a personal choice. It's a personal choice.
Yeah, rich guys like you get.
Yeah, we're not gonna share what he got. We're not gonna share, but yeah, we'll leave it
I don't
there.
know what he got. That's my assumption.
Yo, so hold on. So now we need to know, what did he drop on his ring? What did
No,
he
you
drop
talk
on
to him.
his-
You get that information off him.
Undisclosed information. Undisclosed information.
I have literally clients like message me about, yo, how much this ring costs, right? Like I have my clients tagged in it,
Yeah.
right? So that's the one thing I never share. I keep that private.
That's what I was gonna say.
I actually did that once, and the client came and said the guy's name. He's like, oh, how do you know him? I was like, holy shit, I just shared that information with that guy about his ring.
Yeah.
So apparently he was trying to find out how much he paid for that ring.
Yeah.
So I have this thing from now on. I don't literally talk about no ring
And
prices.
this you learn
on
like
Instagram.
right at the beginning. because
Really?
it was like,
Yeah, like,
see, so those are the things you learn. So, like right when you
so
start, you
I have
don't
clients
know.
that message me all the time how much this ring costs. I said, you know, I have a little automatic message that, you know what, my clients are tagged in it just for privacy reasons. We can't share information.
Yeah, like come
And
in, we'll give you a
it works
quote.
the same way for you too, right?
Yeah.
Tomorrow, if you were to get an engagement ring, you don't want people to know,
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you want to keep it to yourself. Yeah,
Right. So keep it to yourself. It's easier.
Yeah.
I feel like it works better.
It is a sentimental piece end of the day. So that
No,
kind of
for sure.
question, right? It's
sure.
obviously for your partner, for yourself, and other than that. But like you made a good point. Come with a budget, and we'll work with you.
Yes.
And that's
Exactly.
your ring.
Yeah.
So again, this is information that I know because obviously we're friends outside of everything else. But like, so you have Kanda Diamonds and stuff, and you know you're doing a little bit of Katie and Co. So you want to just touch base on like what you're.
To be
trying
honest,
do?
I don't want to touch bases right now. I'm just gonna keep it a little
Are you gonna-
surprise. It'll
okay.
be
So we're
it'll be
still waiting
surprised
on
in
that.
September.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
let's
you
keep it
are
surprise.
expanding into a little bit, other stuff. So it is happening outside.
Something
of
is
weddings.
happening. We'll talk about it.
Okay. All right. That's it.
There is something else that we should touch on before we move on. So you keep saying, come in and we'll talk about it. Also talk about the setting that you've now created at Kanda Diamonds. Because it's not the Desi jewelry shop that you think of, like you
Yeah,
walk
this
into
is-
now.
yeah.
There's a different setting. Talk about that.
It's
Because
definitely a different experience.
ਉੱਥੇ
that's for
Drake
sure.
ਲਗਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ
You do feel like a Drake.
Yeah, legit.
I remember when you back constructed that joint there, you were super happy with it and it turned out just as you pictured it.
Yeah, I
So
have my
talk
own
about
thing going on there, right? So I have my own office. Basically, people come in, sit down. It's whatever they want. They want a beer, we can have that. This guy's had it before. I think, you want a coffee, no problem. We chill out, have fun, talk about the ring. It's just not. Sometimes it's not about business.
Yeah.
It's about the process, right? It's about getting to know the
The-
client,
the
right?
relationship.
I feel like a lot of people are missing that
the
in
setting
today's
is
thing.
different. Normally you walk into a jewelry store, Desi auntie are trying to bargain.
exactly.
There's none of that stuff.
There's
No,
none of that
there's
going
none of
on.
that stuff, right?
It's on the court, like in the side. You're doing.
And
your own
I
thing.
built that business where I don't overcharge. Like people talk about prices, they overcharge. So I have a lot of jewelers that overcharge. They give you a nice discount.
Yeah.
And then my client's like, "Yo, what's going on?" He's giving me a nice discount. I'm like, they're overcharging up front, right?
Yeah.
Then they give you a nice discount, right?
Galdo too.
Yeah, right.
It's
so,
an open book policy
Yeah.
at Kanda
right. So
Diamonds.
we're not going to talk about discounts here, right?
Yeah.
Like, we're talking about budgets. We work according to a budget, right? So that's the way we work.
Awesome. I think that's even like that approach, like Eminence and some of the other.
Yeah.
I feel like all kind of I want to say high quality vendors, like they're more so like, what do you need? And
Yeah.
what is your budget that we need to work
That's
within? Okay, let's make it happen. We'll tell you what we can provide. And then if somebody you do all of that and says, "Bhai, 500 ko kudal," you're like,
No,
why did I waste all my time?
yeah,
Like,
literally.
it doesn't work like you give me a budget. I worked within.
To
it,
be
and
honest,
this
most
is
of
what
my
I'm
most of my
providing.
clients understand.
Yeah.
It's just so I think the older generation that doesn't understand, right? Because they're used to bargaining, right?
Yeah.
But the newer generation, they understand. They look around, which is totally respected. Shopping around, right?
Right.
It's totally
100%.
respected. They know, they get to know who's doing best, who's giving me the best quality.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just not about price, right?
Hey, my parents have been a customer for a very long time.
So
And they've always said the same thing. A little story, actually. When my mom first found out that we're friends, she thought I was actually gonna be like one of the most angel kids, because she's like, "Yo, I always see him at the shop." Hey, Bobby Bapo.
I'm just be bad work. Nowhere else. Nowhere else.
Yeah, so honestly, I think we got a lot of information in regards to what you do. We know that prices range, and I think the one thing that I want to touch base on is I've went in there and gotten like, you know, you're wearing a pinky ring.
Yeah.
You know, you can get your pinky ring. You can get bracelets that are tennis bracelets. You know, you can get the necklaces and stuff like that.
Watches.
Those are all diamonds.
No watches, man.
No,
Don't talk
he
to me.
doesn't do watches. He has a strict
Don't
no watch.
don't talk to me about
Talking about the
Rolexes. I'm not gonna be your guy for Rolexes, so don't talk about it.
Yeah, so don't come in and talk to
No, I have a lot of
no
jewelers.
There's a
watches,
strict
guys.
policy on no watches.
I have
now.
guys that come to me like, oh yeah, this guy's gave me a Rolex, right? But he said there's a wait list. I'm like, bro, I can't even get it from Rolex. Well, how come he get it from Rolex, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of jewelers are trying to get into the game, but half of them can't.
Right.
And yeah, I'm not gonna be your guy for Rolex.
Imagine putting somebody on a wait list, and the wait list is basically never ending because you don't know when you're getting the product.
Yeah, literally, I had a client that came to me. He's like, "Yo, this jeweler is getting me a watch for 2,000 above asking," and he said, "But it's not in stock." Right, so there's no price for it. There's no price for something with something that's not in stock, right? So
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? Good luck on that. I've been waiting on my other watch for the longest time, and it is. What it is.
It's a process.
But yeah, I'm not your guy for watches.
Yeah, so you
But
can
you
get,
have a plug.
Yeah, no, I do have plugs. I can introduce you a couple guys, but yeah, I can introduce you a couple guys. Yeah.
Yeah, so diamonds, anything to do with diamonds, anything to do with custom jewelry and custom, you know, like rings, like not watches, obviously we said, but rings, bracelets,
Chains.
necklaces, earrings, chains, all
You
of that
got it,
good
yeah.
stuff, pendants.
That's it.
You can get custom made at Kanda Diamonds.
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess it works hand in hand. The gold shop is connected too. So
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I was like,
Yeah.
Kanda Jewelers as well.
Yeah, so if you're ever
What you,
looking
bro?
for bridal stuff and stuff like that,
Yeah.
that's not my specialty. But
That's
you can
that.
come talk to my dad.
Yeah.
Just watch out. He's a banda, right? So he gives two shits. Like it's just bad sometimes, right? So just go talk to him. I'll try to help you out. Anyways, yeah. But yeah, my specialty is engagement rings and wedding bands and custom jewelry. Like he said, he
Yep.
named all the jewelry pieces,
Yeah.
rings, pendants, and
He's
all
got
that.
one of each. That's why.
Yeah.
He's rich about man. He's rich.
Yeah, it's right
I
on his
go
chest.
to
He's not
Austin.
showing it. It's right on his chest.
I don't see the pinky ring today.
I wasn't gonna wear. I was like, yeah.
He had a long night, so he forgot.
Yeah. it was that was the one thing I forgot today. I got the chain on.
How do we get the sweater? That's a real question.
That's what I was gonna say.
How do I get?
Oh, yeah.
Just, whoever's looking for a sweater, just DM me. Don't.
No,
I got
whoever's
you
looking for a
one.
sweater, you can't have one. Sorry.
Actually, just go through a form.
We're selling the sweaters $50 a piece. If you want one, let me know.
Honestly, the mugs that you give out as well, those are a hot piece as well. Because I've seen the pictures that you post afterwards.
Trust me, yeah. I have a lot of clients that message me after.
Girls
sometimes.
hold it up and they've got the ring just shining with the mug.
Yeah, they love those mugs. Yeah, I'm doing a bad job recently because I haven't printed them again, but I'm gonna do them very soon.
Very nice.
But whoever's looking for it, just message me again.
Come on, bro.
Again,
Where's
go-
Gadeep's mug?
Yo, bro, where's my mug? Where's my sweater?
That's what I'm saying. So shit, that's one of them right there. Damn.
I want a topi. I want a kachina.
Listen, the thing is that when you order on time, that's what you get.
That's what you get, bro. So make sure all the guys, whoever's
Guys, 8 weeks out minimum.
That's it. Yeah.
but like I said,
Do it
let's
8
get back
weeks.
on track. But that's the reason that makes you separate from other. Not only it's the customer service, it's the small things that
See
you're
the
doing,
small things, yeah,
right?
100%.
And
Yeah.
that makes you who you are.
That's
Kanda
it.
Diamonds.
All right, so Sunny, the one thing I want to know, I think we're all curious to know because this happens in our businesses, and you know, all the time. There's obviously competition. So how do you deal with competition? Obviously, some is healthy, some is unhealthy. I mentioned earlier, some people try to copy. Literally, they have taken your videos and posted on their own page.
Yeah,
Don't do that, 'cause
I'll tell
Kanda
you.
will
Yeah,
call you
yeah,
out.
I was literally, that story was wild. I was literally driving to Toronto with my wife, and then I was scrolling through Instagram. I wasn't driving. She was driving. She was driving. No. She was driving. I was literally scrolling through Instagram. I was literally scrolling through Instagram, and then I see a ring, and then it was my ring. I was like, okay, no problem. I was like, what? One sec. Let me just go back up, right? Literally, it was my ring. And the company's logo on it. I'm like, what the hell? Yo, I make my rings.
Yeah.
I know my stuff. Remember we were talking about?
Yeah.
I know my stuff, right? I make those ring videos myself. So I was like, what the hell just happened, right? And then I go on the page. There's literally 5 of my rings with his logo on it.
Wow.
I was like, what the hell?
I know behind the scenes you've dropped the name, but
Yeah, you guys know,
we
it's
might
like-
need to know who this imposter
we're
is.
not, we're not gonna talk about that.
So you
And,
called him.
I called him up and I was like, bro, oh yeah, let me tell you the story. I called him up. I'm like, bro, he said his company name. You know, when I pick up a call, we say, Kanda Diamonds. He said the name. I'm not gonna say that. I thought he'd let it. I was about to say.
I thought he was about to
I was
slip.
about
I
to
thought
say
he
it,
was
right?
about to
And
slip.
then he said the name. I'm like, bro, do you take care of your Instagram? He's like, yes, I do. And then I'm like, bro, all those ring videos that you posted, those are mine. He's like, no, they're not. I'm like, bro, I make those videos. What do you mean they're not yours, right? You know what he says? He's like, oh, let me call my marketing company right now, right?
In India.
In India. You guys remember that story? In India, right? So he cuts off. He's like, let me call him up and call you back, right? Calls him up. First of all, it's morning time or nighttime in India. It was off within 2 minutes. So clearly he's dealing with it. Yeah. There's no marketing company. He's a brand new company. Who gets a marketing company in the beginning when you haven't even started your own business, right? Of course. Literally, it's 5-6 rings on his Instagram, right? And he's and it was all mine, right? So it was pretty bad. Yeah, I gave him a shout out on Instagram. Not a shout out, it was a bash, but like tagged him in there. Then he calls me. He's like, "Can you please take that off?" So I was like, I felt bad. I was like, "No, it's okay, right? It's not a big deal." Took him out, but I told him not to do that again.
Yo, so moral of the story is, if you want to do that, do better. Or other than that, jatta periya teyar. So don't mess around. Don't mess around. You'll get called up, but that's the stupidity, right?
That's stupidity. Yeah,
it's a compliment though, right?
And it's a compliment, but yeah, there's I have a lot of stories. We can keep going, but talking back of competition, I'm gonna rephrase what Irvin said. When there's gonna be competition regardless. Yeah. But when you've created your own lane, none of that stuff really matters.
Right. Exactly.
So I'm just gonna stick to my own lane, work on my own product, work on my own service, and I think this is what's brought me this far.
Yeah, and it's going.
You're busy setting the trends. You're not following them.
I'm not a follower.
That's it. I had one more question in regards to competition. Has it ever happened that a client's come to you and then went somewhere else, and the person just to beat your price, like just went, I don't know, let's say
I've had a couple times. I had a client recently. I'm not gonna say he or she because So basically, the client went to another shop, and they said, "Oh, you know what? He gave me a better price." Right? I said, first of all, let me ask you one thing. Did you show my price to them first? When you sat down, they're like, yeah, they asked for it. Right? let's just say X amount. Let's just say 9,500, right? Okay. So if you're gonna show that amount to that other jeweler, he's like, oh, well, yeah, we could give you a better price, no problem, right? Starts working on a calculator price, whatever, gives it for 9K, right? The client calls me, he's like, oh, they gave me a $500 less on the ring that you quoted, right? And she's like, can I book another appointment? So she comes in. First thing I ask, it's like, why are you here, first of all, right? Like, why are you here? Not like that. But we sat down, we're like, why are you here, right? Like, what the reasons is, right? Yeah. She's like, I want to work on the price. I'm like, then she's like, your quality is the best, right? That's what matters, right? So, if you take that paper to someone else, they're obviously going to be there, right?
Yeah.
I told her one thing. I'm like, why don't you take his quotation, go to another jeweler?
Yeah. Probably go even lower.
There you go, right? So, that happens all the time, right? And another one I had recently was some client went to get their engagement ring. They got it done from there, whatnot, and they had the worst experience with their wedding bands. So they came back and they said, you know what, we should have gone with you the first time. And they came back, they're like, we should just got the engagement ring from you. And he said, why? The reason the first time he didn't get it done for me is because he beat my price by a couple $100, right? So just not beating prices helps you all the time, right? I gave him the service in the beginning, and regardless, I didn't get no business in the first place. And second time they did come back, and they're gonna be my clients for the rest of their lives.
But see, and we talk about again with all the time vendors that are doing, their thing, and they're not focused on anybody else, and you focus on yourself. It's the quality of what you're producing over the price tag, because you can go to on Irvin's episode I talked about, you can book that random wedding vendor. And then you end up with blurry wedding photos where you can't even see your own face. Like, what's the point of that, right? Yeah. So if someone's not gonna give you quality, that's what happens. They're gonna come back to you because you're doing your job the way you're supposed to.
100%.
And you pay the couple extra $100. You don't, especially on something where you're in the thousands of dollars, like a couple hundred here, a couple hundred there. Like, that's not what you look at that point.
Literally, there's a lot of vendors that do that, right? But I'm not gonna be one of those people.
Amazing. Honestly, I'm glad to hear that, because that's how it should be, right? And I feel like every vendor that we have on here has the same mindset, and that's the goal for all of those vendors. Like, we want everybody to be at that level, because negotiating with people is one thing, but throwing your quality and your brand into a gutter because somebody really wants to go with you, but they're not willing to pay the price. Like, you got to value yourself.
That's 100%.
I'm so happy that you're doing that. So one more time, guys, round of applause for Sunny.
Thank you
so much. So at the end of it, we know what you have to offer. We know what we can find when you come to the shop. Like we said, you know, we have the gold shop that's right next to it. So you have all of your wedding, you know, shopping or jewelry needs that you can kind of get at one spot. And obviously it starts off way, you know, before, when proposal time, you're thinking you want to start, you know, getting something made. Is there anything, and this is just something, you know, quickly I want to touch on, is there anything that couples need to know before coming in, or can they come in and learn everything and ask you questions?
Yeah, 100%. They can come in and learn everything.
Okay.
Sometime I had recently had a client that didn't go with me,
Right.
but he wanted help. He's like, you know what, I just want to make sure I'm buying something online. Can you help me out? So I try to help him out with that. It's not just about, like, you know, they didn't come.
Yeah, it's not about the money.
One time they're going to come, I know it,
Yeah.
right? It's not just about money. It's about helping people out
And the
there.
relationship.
And since they have no education, so just educate them a little bit.
Yeah.
That happens once or twice, right? Which is a given in business, right? I guess.
Yeah, of
No,
course.
for sure.
No, you're not gonna. Every client's not your client,
Right. So, and yeah, just educate them when they come in, help them out with the whole process.
Right.
Some people get indecisive, so help them, you know, choose a right diamond
Mhm.
and choose a best style for them. And yeah, so yeah, you don't have to come educated. I can educate you. But yeah.
Awesome. I mean, first and foremost, thank you so much for taking the time out and being
For
here
sure,
with us.
for sure.
Before we go, I do want everyone to know where you're located. So if you want to drop your address for everybody, look right into the camera. And tell them where you
Yeah,
are.
I'm located in Brampton, on Ray Lawson and McLaughlin. I go by appointment basis, so just don't walk in.
Don't walk in.
And yeah, so phone number is 647-507-7464. And yeah.
Website one more time.
Website is www.kandadiamonds.com.
And what's the
IG.
Instagram?
IG.
Instagram is Kanda Diamonds as well.
There you go. So once again, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. Round of applause for Kanda, guys. So Sunny, thank you again for, you know, taking the time out to be here with us. You guys know where, you know, Kanda Diamonds is located.
Yes.
You can get everything ready. You know, you can, you know, reach out via contact form on the website, which is probably the easiest. And you can take a look at everything that they have to offer, starting on the Instagram page.
Mali's touching his wedding
I'm
band.
gonna open it right now.
All right. Here we go.
By the way,
We're not opening this on camera.
By the way-
on camera. Okay, never mind.
By the way, work never stops. He told me to bring this wedding band here.
So, once again, guys, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Wedding Season, the podcast. We really appreciate you guys tuning in, you know, episode after episode, and we are going to see you guys soon. You know how the ending goes, 647-449-7034, or you can email us at info@eminentcnt.com.